former Congressman Joe Walsh. Joe, good morning to you.
Why the heck is it snowing this morning, guys? Jeez.
Do you want a real meteorological explanation or a more rhetorical question?
Yeah, because we put our scrapers and shovels away, and this is Mother Nature's little joke on us.
Oh, my word. Maybe it's because Ted Cruz is announcing he's running for president. My word.
I loved your tweet a few minutes ago. The media's reaction today to Ted Cruz will be the polar opposite of how they reacted the last time a one-term U.S. senator announced for president.
Well, think about that, guys. I mean, they fell in love with Obama. They thought it was the coolest, neatest thing in the world. I'll bet you today you're going to have CBS and NBC and all these guys saying, oh, he's only a one-term senator. He's not experienced enough. He's too extreme. You're going to get all that today.
You know, experience really, at this point, doesn't matter anymore in that office, I think has been proven over the last two terms.
I'll tell you what, spot on, guys, spot on. The best part of the election of Barack Obama is this. Nobody can ever again bring up the issue of experience. I mean, for the first time in our country's history, we elected a president without a resume. He so lowered the bar, nobody can bring up anybody else's experience ever again.
Hey, Joe, I saw this on the Tribune's website this morning. There's a piece they have up, but I don't know if it's a local or a national analysis, but the headline says, Cruz regularly intertwines his faith and politics. Now, you know what angle they're taking based upon who it's about, but is this, I mean, do we see these stories about our former governor, Pat Quinn, who said, it's a principle as old as the Bible. You've got to raise the minimum wage. Or our president who always says, we got to be our brother's keeper, just like it says in the Bible. No one writes these stories about those guys.
It's going to be the most, no matter what you think about whether Ted Cruz should run or not, I think the juiciest part of today and the next few days is what you guys are talking about, is the media reaction to it. I mean, let's just be blunt. Life is short. The media hates Ted Cruz. They hate everything he stands for, and they hate the way he expresses what he believes. I mean, when I was in Congress, I got the same thing. I was an outspoken, in-your-face conservative, and the media declared war on me. They feel the same way about Ted Cruz.
And yeah, they definitely declared war on you over the, and I like the fact you described it very well, of being outspoken and somebody asked you a question and you would actually answer it. And boy, nothing makes it madder than that, does it?
Well, you guys have seen this for so long. When you're, and I tell people all the time, when you're a Republican, the media doesn't like you. When you're a conservative, the media hates you. And if you're an outspoken, I'm going to fight kind of conservative, the media literally tries to destroy you. I guess I would argue that we need more of that kind.
Joe Walsh is with us, former congressman here in Illinois. Also, he's a radio talk show host now in Chicago and also in New York as well. And we're talking because he's going to be in town on Saturday. He's the special MC for the Lincoln Day dinner here in Winnebago County. You can find out more at WCRCC.com. That's the website, and it's Saturday, 5:30 is when it kicks off. Joe Walsh, your special MC. The Lieutenant Governor is going to be there, too, Evelyn Sanguinetti. So Bruce Rauter's been in office for about 2 months or so, Joe. What do you think so far?
You know what? He's doing what he said he was going to do. It's interesting, guys. He said he was going to go down there and shake things up and sort of deliver some hard, tough, cold medicine to the people in this state. And the reactions, I suppose, been what we've expected. Look, it's tough when a new sheriff comes into town and instead of being a mommy or instead of being Santa Claus, he's a daddy or he's a doctor, and he says, here's what we have to do. We've been living beyond our means. We've got to tighten our belt. People don't like to hear that. So, you know what? It's going to be a rough couple of years.
Well, when the same people who decide how long the honeymoon period is for a new governor, a new senator, a new congressman, they also decided the honeymoon was over about 2 seconds after he took the oath.
That's really true. They didn't give him much time, did they? But again, it's none of what Rauner is doing right now should be a surprise if people listen to what he said in the campaign. It was really clear. We've been living beyond our means. This is a corrupt state. I am going to go after the corruption, and I'm going to go after the overspending because I don't want people leaving Rockford and suburban Chicago and heading up to Wisconsin or over to Iowa. And that, by the way, you two know this, that exodus continues on a daily and a weekly basis.
Joe Walsh with us, former Illinois Congressman, also special MC of the Winnebago County Lincoln Day Dinner, which is this Saturday, 5:30, Giovanni's, WCRCC.com for more information and tickets as well. I imagine you are asked and agree to do a number of events like this around the state, Joe. You're based in Chicago, and your congressional district was north suburbs of Chicago, northwest suburbs of Chicago. What kind of differences do you note among the electorate as you push further downstate, or in our case, northwest state, I guess?
Well, it's interesting, and I don't know why I'm invited to speak at Republican events, because I've been pretty clear in the last year or so how disappointed I am in the Republican Party. I think the Republican Party is in miserable shape in this state and really around the country, and we've got to get our act together. There's frustration throughout the state. There's frustration with both political parties. I don't know what you guys are hearing, but I hear an anger out there and a frustration that I haven't heard since I got elected in 2010. And the anger is directed at both parties. And typically when I go speak to Republican organizations around the state, I let them know the Republican Party's in trouble. If they don't get their act together really damn quick, there's going to be a third party. I mean, these are serious times, I think, that we live in, gentlemen.
You make an excellent point in saying that the Republicans aren't going to beat Hillary Clinton talking about her emails. They need to present a vision for America.
Yeah. Look, I wish we'd, and I know we've got to cover it, but I wish we'd get off of this email story. I wish we'd quit. Hillary Clinton's going to be their nominee. I want a nominee who can go to the American people, white, black, and brown, and say, we can't live in this kind of America anymore. We can't afford it. I want to get back to a country where we were free and responsible for our own lives, and we get to keep our own money. And boom, present some sort of vision like that. But I don't hear that from the Republican Party. And I got to be honest, guys. We've got a United States Senator in Illinois who I think we all have questions. We certainly have questions as to whether he should be our Republican nominee. But the entire party seems to be lining up behind him, and there's no way he can win next year. I just wish the party would stand for freedom and limited government. That's all I'm asking for.
Joe Walsh with us, for Illinois Congressman and now radio host in Chicago and New York. He's in town Saturday for the Winnebago County Lincoln Day Dinner. He's the special MC, WCRCC.com for more information. It's Riley and Scott here on WROK. All right, you mentioned Mark Kirk, so we got to ask, because I know you've mentioned previously you were at least contemplating a run in the primaries. Yeah, someone should challenge Mark Kirk from the right. You said it might be you. Now, to do that, you'd probably have to give up the day job here. What kind of...
Come on, radio's more fun than this.
Well, I have and I love being on your show when I was in Congress. I have the utmost respect for what you guys do. This radio business is damn tough. Man, here's the deal. Here's what I am seriously considering challenging Mark Kirk. I have not made up my mind yet. Hey, I gave up on Mark Kirk last year when he decided to support Dick Durbin over the Republican challenger to Dick Durbin. I just thought that was like beyond a bridge too far. And
Come on, Durbin would have done that for him, don't you think?
He valued his relationship, he literally said, with his friend Dick. And you're right, it's almost comical because Durbin is a vicious partisan who wants nothing more than for Kirk to lose. But look, Kirk, think about that. It was almost exactly a year ago. Kirk said, I value my friendship with Durbin more than the Republican nominee. That's it. As far as I'm concerned, he just ruled himself out as a Republican. I think he is unelectable, gentlemen, because no conservative in this state will vote for him.
Joe Walsh, before we let you go, Ted Cruz announcing today, as we've discussed, as a candidate for president. You have said, as Riley mentioned, you got to present a vision, you got to give a message, and tell the American people what you're going to do and what the country's going to look like while you're president. Which of these 20-some potential candidates that have said they're at least interested in running, Who do you think has the best message? Who do you think has the best ability to deliver that message to voters and perhaps win in 2016?
Well, I think Cruz is intriguing. I'll be honest. Look, Obama was nothing but a celebrity, our first black president. The Democrats are going to put up another celebrity, our first female president in Hillary. I think the only chance Republicans have to win is to present an anti-celebrity. Give me a boring, accomplished, nerdy governor who's just done stuff, who's gotten stuff done. I like Scott Walker north of us. I like Mike Pence to our east. I like the thought of just a boring Midwest governor. Give me boring. Give me Midwest.
And get the job done all at the same time. We like Joe Walsh, and we are very grateful for you taking time out of your morning to be on with us, Joe.
You two are the best. Anytime, gentlemen.